Right, good morning, everybody. Sorry, yes, thank you. Sorry, I had to close the windows. We got the baby projector because the good news is because Krista Mayshore is going to be in El Dorado Hills later today, and Brent's going to be over there as well. He's going to be stopping in here on his way over there. That's why we feel like we're locked in here. But let's kick it off with tell me something good. Tell me something good is what's good is happening in your business. We don't care about the soccer games or that you have date night. But let's pick sweetheart Valerie. Tell me something good. Sweetheart.
Well, we've got another new listing this week.
Yep, got a new listing. Awesome. And who else? Cindy, do you have one? Oh.
In the last 8 days, I put 6 homes in contract, got 2 listings. Well, I had COVID.
All right. So where did the deal come from?
It was from a gal that I sold the product. It was a former client.
Wonderful. There you go. Work. Awesome. Buyers are buying, sellers are selling. Nothing else matters. Barry, you got one? Last one.
Pretty good size lease.
Oh, yeah,
Baby.
is that like announceable?
It's announceable.
Okay.
Not a secret.
Oh man. Okay. So here, spin it around, Kristen. So
a Barry sign on the freeway.
thank you, Barry. So good news for those of you who live locally in the Sacramento region. We've been in Regis for 6-7 years now, and it's been fun, but it's time to move on. And so we're moving way across the hall. There's a spot right here. It's about 7,400 square feet. And
7214.
7214 for your high C's in the room. 10,000 for your high I's. And anyways, so it's the same address and it's just right over there. So we're in the process of demoing, doing the tenant improvements, hoping to move in by January. So that's a tell me something good. The benefit to you is that now we're gonna have a beautiful space where we can all come together and collaborate. Sometimes you don't even know that other agents are here because they're in their separate little rooms. And so
the conference room will be bigger.
Conference room will be bigger. We can play the music and not piss off people. And it'll be good. There'll also be 2 conference rooms, 2 big conference rooms, and a snack bar. Brent will sell it way better than I will, but just want to let you know that that is coming up. And we're excited about it.
If Brent does bring it up, just act like we didn't say anything.
Yeah. So act surprised. Please act surprised. So what that also means is if you want your own space and you're already in like a lease here, you want to stay here in the Regis, you're more than welcome to. It's just a quick hop over in across from the elevators. So if you're interested, reach out to Barry or Barry, and we can take you over there at a later date. But with that, we got a ton of events coming up. Let me share my screen. And so, Steph, can you make sure that Phil is co-host? So we have Phil coming on in just a little bit. Tonight we have, oh my gosh, the people with your AIs, knock it off. No offense, Phil. No offense, Phil. All right. So we have the mix and mingle happening tonight. This is going to be at the mix. Starts at 8 o'clock. I thought it started at 7, so I was going to be an hour early. It starts at 8. This is going to be a fun time. There's over 800 people registered. Actually, 900 people registered. We'll probably clear 1,000 before all is said and done. So it's free. Just show up early if you want to get in. There is a capacity that we have to adhere to, but it gives you a great opportunity to meet with lenders, vendors, market professionals, small business owners, and just local people in the community. And so it gives you an opportunity to expand your influence. It's free, it's fun, and it's happening tonight at 8 o'clock at the mix. And whose kid is that? And then we have today at noon over in El Dorado Hills. So after this meeting, you still have time if you want to jet over to EDH and see Brent and Krista Mayshore. They're going to be presenting at the Hilton El Dorado. What is it? Is it
Holiday
Inn. Different age at the town center in El Dorado Hills. And then we also have next Thursday. So we normally, for 2 decades, we've met at 10 o'clock in the morning on Thursdays. Next week, we're actually gonna be meeting at 9:30. So just mark down your calendar, show up a little bit early. Should probably tell you all 9:15, so we're here on time. But 9:30 is when we're gonna kick it off, and we have some special guests coming. These are people that Tony Robbins has had on stage. They presented for 90 minutes, and they're just world-class speakers. We're actually lucky to have them. Very fortunate. It's only because Brent has those connections that we're able to get somebody like this. But they're going to be talking about the future of real estate and how we can plan for it. Wouldn't that be better if we had some plans moving into 2024?
Yeah.
Yep. So this is happening. So we have a lot of great events. Krista Mayshore, these people, I can't even remember their names. Kane and Alyssa, and of course Brent Gove. So a lot of events. With that, one more event. Oh yeah, sorry. Turn the camera over to Cindy. Cindy, stand up. What do we got?
So for all of you that don't know, our wonderful EXP realtor Frank Crandall, he has a foundation. And we are doing our big golf tournament. It's at Rancho Marietta on September 11th. I know a lot of you have played in this. We are looking for volunteers. This is by far, literally, I'm not even joking, the funnest, craziest golf tournament you could ever go to. It sells out every single year. We only have a few spots left. I believe all the whole sponsors are gone, but there's a couple foursomes that are left. So we'll put it on the Brent Gove team page. There is a QR code. You could just click on it, or you can go for swingforthekids.com. But you guys should all come because it is a fun day, and all the proceeds go to the children. And the money stays right here, you guys. It goes to Shriners Kids in Sacramento. It doesn't go out to all of them. The money stays local here. So hopefully you guys can all attend. That's awesome.
Swingforthekids.com, is that correct, Frank?
Send me the right in the golf cart, please.
And if Cindy is telling you something is fun, then that should be a pretty good clue.
Yeah.
She is an expert.
I actually am the fun police there, just to let you know that it's my job.
Just look right, Frank. You're on mute, my friend.
Swing for the kids dot,
Park City, Utah, no.
no, I sent you the flyer.
You did, but if I open up this, it's gonna be Drama City. All right, anyway, swingforthekids.com, Rancho. Yeah, we'll post in the Brent Gove page. We'll get it everywhere for you. I'll be there. We're gonna have a booth. We're gonna sponsor a whole. It's always a good time, and it's definitely for a good cause.
Swingforthekids.net.
Thank you.
Those three little letters make a world of difference. All right. Do we have?
Yes.
That's it.
Yay! All right, so look how beautiful this is. It'll be a great time. We're putting this into the chat box for everybody to have.
The food is delicious. The
Food's-
drinks are never stopping.
There's a cigar guy.
Insane.
There's a cigar guy running around. Look at that handsome
Oh, yeah,
devil.
we got
There's
We
Frank.
got cigar guys, we got CBD booths, we have models on one hole, we have, I mean, it's so much fun.
It's gonna be a good time. All right. So before we launch it off with Phil, where is Lindsay? Is Lindsay in here? Lindsay or JJ? All right. Well,
Rates are 7.25.
rates are high. Buyers are excited. Moving on. All right, Micah, give us a quick 2-second update.
Cool. Yeah, I'm Micah Gunter. I work at New American Funding. This week in the lending world was a lot of job reports, and so the job reports are coming back weaker, which is in turn good for rates.
Yeah.
So we did see some relief down from 7.25. We're in about the 7 range. And so might tell me something good is we have one product that's been boosting listings and buyer sells. So if you guys are interested, it's been a huge help in this market. Just come talk to me afterwards.
What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, 916-539-1772.
There you go. Awesome. All right. Well, without further ado, Phil, the floor is yours. Everybody, welcome to the front of Zoom. Phil Stringer.
What's going on, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Awesome. Well, thank you for allowing me to be here. Honored to be with you guys. Man, some of my favorite people. When I went to Sacramento a couple weeks ago, that room, you guys were some really, really good people. Thank you so much just for the hospitality. Show of hands, just so I know kind of who I'm dealing with in the room. How many of you guys were at the event when I was there? Okay, so a majority. Was anyone not at the event? Raise your hand.
You.
Okay, so we have a few. Yep. Okay. So I just wanted to kind of understand, because I don't want to present stuff that I've already presented. We went through a lot, right, in that room, and so I don't want to do that again. I kind of want to move forward and talk about some additional things and ways that you can, of course, use AI for your business specifically. But one thing that I want to kind of reiterate, I think it's best with these type of sessions to definitely have Q&A. So if you guys have a specific question when I'm going through something, feel free to, if you're on Zoom, raise your hand. We can unmute you, of course, and you can ask questions. Or if you're in the room, go ahead and ask questions. I definitely want this to be a dialogue. I don't want it just to be a lecture. But I'll go through a couple different tips and tricks and things that you can do to boost your business using AI. And first off, I just want to kind of reiterate, the importance of AI, right? So if you guys were in the room when I was there a couple weeks ago, we kind of talked about how this is really the biggest technological advancement since the internet. And it's so important that we understand, look, we have to get ahead of this thing. Everybody is wanting to use AI. Most people aren't using it maybe at a high level, but people are starting to understand what it is. Okay. Show of hands in the room. Is there anyone, and it's okay, this is not to shame you, there's just always people, and I want to know what the audience is. Is there anyone in the room, or even on Zoom, if you have your camera on, raise your hand if you're not using, let's say, Chat GPT right now? Is there anyone who's not using it? Okay, yep, there's a few, there's always several. I would say a majority of us have started to use it just because it's such a widely used tool. But since you guys are necessarily, I would say, a beginner, right, at using ChatGPT, I don't want you to get overwhelmed or confused when I'm going through certain things. And if you have questions, please, please, please ask. I just don't want to go at a very, very basic level, because I've already explained a lot of things in the session that a majority of you guys were in. So I want to make sure that I'm respectful to those who, if this may be new, but also giving new information to those who were in the room. So just to kind of, for the beginners, so that you can understand, Chat GPT is really what it's called is an LLM. It's a large language model. Okay. And I always like to describe it as everything that Google wished that it was, right? So with Google or search engines, you get a static list of results when you ask a question, right? So with Chat GPT and with LLMs, you get a conversational response. So if I were to ask a question, it's going to write a conversational response, but then I can go back and forth with it, right? And I can't do that with a search engine, but I can do that with Chat GPT. So if I ask a question and it answers, I can then keep refining that question by asking follow-up questions or refining it even further. And so this tool, because it is free, which that would be the very first step for everyone in this room, I would say, make a note. If you're not on Chat GPT, so for the few people who raised your hand, make sure that you get an account. Okay. You can sign up for free and you can start testing this thing and start using it in your business. They do have a paid version. Okay. That's $20 a month, but the free version does a lot and you can get a lot of stuff out of it. So if you're not on it, definitely make sure that you're in it. Okay. Because it's a free way for you to start learning the world of AI, and it can help you really with your efficiency pretty quickly. Okay. But the importance is, look, if every real estate agent starts to utilize AI, which AI is here to stay, guys. Like, it's the biggest technological advancement since the internet. It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's just going to keep evolving. And I know that's kind of a scary thought for some, but if your competitors are using AI, and if they're starting to implement AI strategies, even at a low level, they will be able to run circles around you, and it won't take very long, because they'll essentially have all the power of AI helping them create content, marketing, and they're going to be able to give their clients a much better experience. Okay. So I don't want you guys to get left behind. I always say, look, AI is not going to replace your job, but a real estate agent using AI will. And I know that that's kind of scary. That's a scary thought to think, oh my gosh, like, if I don't utilize this thing, if I don't, learn it, then I'm going to get left behind. But it's just like the days of the internet, right? Where the internet came out, the MLS used to be a book or a catalog, right? And so for those agents that didn't evolve with technology, they would not have a business right now. And so I always say, look, the AI powered agent is going to eventually replace the standard agent. It's just a matter of time. Just like the internet powered agent eventually replaced the non-internet agent, it was just a matter of time. And so this is such a huge tool. And, kudos to you guys again for being in the room to learn more about this, because that shows that you're evolving and you want to learn. Now, for those in the room who they say, look, this thing, it confuses me, I don't know what's possible, you're in the right room, okay? All you have to do is get in the right rooms with the right people so that they can condense time for you. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks, show you some ways to use this thing where I will essentially be condensing time for you. You do not have to be an AI genius. You did not get in this industry. You didn't choose this path for your life to be a tech wizard or to have to spend hours and hours and hours creating content or being a copywriter, right? You got in this business because you wanted to help people. You wanted the relationships. You wanted that human factor. And so a lot of people say, okay, AI, it's just going to make things less human, right? It's going to kill the relationship portion. But what I'm here to tell you and to encourage you is to say, look, this thing is actually going to free up time so that you can actually be more relational. This will be more human now, because if you can use AI to essentially knock out a bunch of low value activities, copywriting, content creation, those things that have to happen for a business, but they aren't really the big things that drive revenue. They're not the big things that drive the relationships and the face to face. You're going to have so much more time if you can implement some of these tools so that you can focus on the things that matter, so that you can focus on the people, the relationship building, right? And that's the whole purpose. So for those of you in this room that you're like, man, this overwhelms me, I'm scared of it, I don't understand it, it's okay. I'm here so that you can take a deep breath. I'm here to condense time for you. I'm here to help you along your journey so that it's not this huge, overwhelming thing. It's going to be okay. And my whole goal here is to make it to where this is more palatable for you. I want to lower the barrier of entry for you with AI to understand I don't have to be a tech genius. I don't have to be someone who loves computers and, has a degree in computer science, right? Like, you don't have to. I joke all the time that I test all these things off on my grandma and she's fine with it. So I promise you, you will be okay with it. And so if you can copy and paste, which I know everyone in this room can, then you can use AI and you can use it at a high level and you can start to separate yourself from your competition because you're going to be using it the right way. So that's kind of my intro to this whole thing. Like, hey, take a deep breath. Don't be overwhelmed. I'm going to teach you some things. We're going to go deeper in some things. And I'm not going to go through all the stuff that I went through. For those of you who are at the Sacramento event, I'm not going to go through all of that. But I am going to give you guys access to my free PDF that lists out my top 10 tools. And then I have 10 really good prompts that you can start using today. You can copy and paste. So if you weren't in the room when I was in Sacramento earlier, I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to download that same Sacramento PDF that I had for everyone that was in the room. So if you have it already and you've been using it, it's been helpful, then the people who weren't in the room, you definitely want to take access of this PDF because it will help you a ton. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and then I'm going to go over to my presentation and I'm going to give you guys a QR code where you can scan. So get your phones ready to scan so that you can get this free PDF. Here we go. That QR code right there, and you should see that on your screen. Take a picture of it, get that. It's going to take you to a download page. When you put your information in and you hit download, it's going to send you an email with that PDF, okay? So after you're done doing that, make sure you check your email. And then I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you this PDF, the exact one that you just downloaded. And we're going to run through some tips and tricks and some things that we can do. Now, because I'm going to be sharing my screen, I'm not going to have my eyeballs on the room. Okay. So if you guys have a question, if maybe the host or somebody can help me out, just interrupt me if someone has a question. And then I'm going to end, let's say 15 minutes early, and let's do some Q&A so that we can go around the room and maybe answer some specific questions for you. But this right here, that's the QR code that you want to download so that you can get all of my top tools. It has links to every tool, and then my top prompts. Now, I say this every time, and I want to make sure that I preface this. When you get that PDF, there's going to be 10 tools and a short description of what they do. I do not want you to implement all 10. You will fail if you even implement 5. Okay. I want you to look through that list and not be overwhelmed, but I want you to be inspired, okay, by what's possible. But I want you to only pick one. And if you're a real go-getter, pick 2. But I would not do any more than 2 and say, okay, these 1 to 2 tools will help me move the needle with my business. That's what I'm going to focus on. I do not want you to be overwhelmed with 10 tools. I just want you to know what's out there and what's possible. So don't focus on 10, focus on 1 or 2, and it will absolutely change the game for you. Okay. What we're going to do now, I'm going to switch over to the actual PDF. So I've got this, let's see, we've got a PDF here. This is the PDF that you just downloaded. Okay. So it's 10 tools and prompts to increase revenue, efficiency, and productivity. And again, if you guys have questions, just interrupt me, okay? And we'll go through certain things. But this section here, down here, you've got all the tools that I recommend. And these are the tools that I took you guys through when I was there in person. And then these things here are hyperlinks. So you can just click on them and you go straight to the tool, okay? I'm not going to spend all my time showing these tools. I'm going to show you maybe 1 or 2 that I think are very helpful just to give you a refresher. And then I'm going to spend the majority of my time in ChatGPT showing you some things that you can do immediately to change the game. Okay. So you've got these tools here. The only one I'm really going to show you again is Opus Pro, because this is one of my favorites. And for those of you who are interested in doing short form video content, this is an absolute game changer, especially when you pair it with this tool right here, which is Descript. So I'm going to go through just a quick overview of Opus and Descript, and then we're going to jump into ChatGPT. Okay. So Opus is this right here. It's called Opus Clip, and the link is opus.pro. Again, if you have that PDF, you can just click on it. With Opus Clip, you upload any video. It can be a horizontally shot video. Let's say you have a video at the back of your training room and it's just a static video. You can upload any video at all, any length. And what it's going to do is it's going to take that video, it's going to crop it to vertical for short form content. So for TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, it adds the captions and emojis for you, right? But the real power comes with this AI curation. The AI curation, in a nutshell, is it takes the transcription of what's being said in the video so it understands what the video is about. And then it's going to say, you know what, this part right here is a really good hook to grab people's attention. You guys know you have less than 3 seconds on short form content to grab the attention of your audience, or they're just going to swipe by to the next one, right? Our attention span is really, really bad these days. So you have to grab people's attention immediately with short form content. So I think I said this in Sacramento too in the event. Do not start your video with, hey, this is Phil Stringer with Stringer Realty. Nobody cares. They're going to swipe through. Okay. And nobody cares about your name. What you need to do is you need to do something shocking or something attention grabbing to where they're going to think, oh, I really want to figure out what this video is about. So for an example, if I were doing a short form video on promoting my academy, because I teach a 12-week academy for real estate agents on how to use AI, if I were to create a short form content, I wouldn't say, hey, I'm Phil Stringer and I'm an AI coach, because they're just going to swipe by it, right? What I might do is I could say, I'm about to change your real estate business forever. And then go into, my name's Phil Stringer, I'm an AI coach, here's what I provide, blah, 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 call to action. So the importance with short form content, guys, is get a really strong hook that's going to draw their attention, because they might be like, okay, is he full of crap? Is he really going to change my real estate business? What is this about? How is he going to change my real estate business? Who is this guy? Right? And that attention that they've got, that curiosity that's been piqued, is then going to help them when they're like, okay, let me watch the video and find out why, right? And so that's just a good tip for anyone doing video content. Get that strong hook, right? And then introduce yourself or say what you're wanting to do afterwards. But what this does, so it takes the transcription, it says, okay, this is a solid hook, and then I'm going to pair this with relevant highlights from the talk. Okay, so I think I showed you guys when I was doing it live in the back end. If I were to put in a video, which I did a 13-minute, very short video, 13-minute of one of my team trainings from January. Okay, it spit out 8 different options for me to use on TikTok or Instagram Reels. And I can go through and watch and use as many of them or as little of them as I want, right? I could say, okay, I really like number 5 and I like number 7. I think I actually posted this one and it did really well, right? So it tells you what the video is about, and then it gives you the transcription right here. And then you have everything edited, ready to go. So that tool, for those of you who are like, man, I really want to up my video game, that will help you because it will cut your video for you. It'll edit your video for you. So for those of you who are doing video editing now, this will save you so much time. You'll be able to produce 10 times the content. For those of you who have someone doing it for you, introduce them to this tool, because they'll be able to produce 10 times more content for you, right? In the same amount of time. And so that's the one I really, really like. I think I showed you guys Descript as well, and I'm not going to get deep into this, but essentially, if you are scared of video editing, anyone in the room can be a video editor now with Descript, because what happens, and actually, I think I can just pull up I could probably pull up Descript and show you. You upload a video to Descript, and you guys should be able to see this once it loads. You upload a video to Descript, and what it does is it transcribes the video. So there's that same video I just had in Opus, right? Here's the text on the side of every word that I said. But if I wanted to edit the video, what if I were just to go in here and edit this like it were a Word document? I can do that. I hit backspace, boom, the video is edited to the text. So if you're like, hey, I've never edited a video in my life, but I want this section gone from the video, you just edit it like it's a Word document. Boom, the video's edited. And now it's seamless. And then you can export it and you're done. So those two tools together are very powerful, because you can have so much video content created, so much, 10x the output of what you're doing. And it's really, really powerful to use those tools in conjunction with one another. Okay, so look through this list. For those of you who scan that code, see any of these tools that might help you. I have a little description of what it does, right? But pick one or two. Okay, any questions before I move into Chat GPT? Any questions on tools or anything that we've covered so far? I'm going to dive into some prompts here. I'll give you guys a second if you guys have any questions.
Tom?
Yeah, Phil, I've got one. Is there a voice to text AI that you recommend? Like if I've got a speech and I want to have the transcript done, or someone else's video and I want to have a transcript of it, is there a tool that you recommend to do that?
Is this an audio file or video file?
An audio. Well, either one.
Well, okay. So, well, my answer is going to be the same for either one. So I don't even know why I asked you. So the tool that you can use is Descript. So Descript, you can actually drag in video or audio and you get the transcription. I use it all the time for transcriptions because it's super quick.
Will it work on a live presentation as well?
It will not work on a live presentation, but are you capturing that presentation somehow, either audio or video?
Yeah, if it's gonna be live, yeah, I can just record it and then
Okay.
drop it into Descript either way, video or audio.
Yeah, record video or audio and then drag it in. It won't do it live, but it'll do it after the fact.
Okay, cool.
Yep. And if you guys are doing, is this a Zoom thing or is this just like a live presentation?
Yeah, it's both Zoom as well as like a YouTube or an audio that I recorded from my phone.
So if you guys are doing, and this is also something I showed at the live session, But if you're doing a Zoom or any type of video like WebEx, whatever, this tool tactic, and it's in the PDF that I've given you, will actually, that's the one where it gives you a summary, it gives you action items for each person in the room, and it gives you an agenda for your next meeting automatically. So this is the back end where I showed like, here's the summary of my call. This was a coaching call with a real estate agent. It gave action items for Tony and for me. And then it gave us a next meeting agenda, but the full transcription is right here. So this entire thing is every single word that was said. So if you're doing a web conference or a Zoom meeting or something, you can have Tactic transcribe and it gives the name of who said it because it knows, your name's in the little square. So that might be better than just having a full transcription. You would have each person, if there's multiple people, and it'll put their name on it. So that would be a helpful tool as well. That one's called Tactic. Okay. Any other questions before I jump into ChatGPT?
Sure, Phil, I got one. This is Johnny, and we've been trying to create more blog content, like more
Yeah.
written content, and running it through undetectable AI. But sometimes when we use Grammarly, and when we're fixing our mistakes or grammatical errors with Grammarly, it turns what was undetectable detectable into AI. So any suggestions on what we can do there?
Yeah. So let me get this straight. You created a blog through ChatGPT. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah.
And then you run it through undetectable next, right? So it can't detect that it's AI generated.
Correct. And then it like throws a bunch of grammatical errors in there, and then we try to fix that with Grammarly.
Right. And then when you run it back through undetectable, it says that it's now AI generated.
Correct.
Yeah. So with that, probably the best recommendation would be to go through and maybe edit a few of the words yourself. Like instead of keeping it exactly how ChatGPT spit it out,
Mhm.
you could run it through undetectable if you wanted to, and then have Grammarly fix it. But you might want to go back and just change some of the words because when it's perfectly perfect, that's when some of those tools will say, "Oh, this is AI generated," right?
Okay.
So what undetectable does is it'll put some human things in there, but you might want to go back after the fact and just switch some of the words, change a couple things around. That might be the best way to get the most out of that blog. And I know it's another step, but you still have that thing writing, 90% of the blog for you. You might
Sure.
just need to go in and tweak it a little bit with a little bit of your flair.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for the help.
Cool. Awesome. Well, then I will jump into ChatGPT. And you guys want me to go? Are we going until I get 2 o'clock my time, but 11 your time?
Can we actually end a little bit earlier, like around 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes or so?
Absolutely. So
Cool.
I'm going to take the next, say, 10 minutes, and I'm going to run you guys through some prompts that will really, really help. Okay. So if you have this PDF, the very first prompt that I give you is the most important one, but it's going to change the game. Okay. This is training ChatGPT to fully understand your business and goals. Okay. This is how you get content that is not going to be generic content that it just spits out, right? It's going to understand what you're wanting to accomplish. And then everything in that chat, everything it creates for you after that is going to be based on your business. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is this prompt here, you copy it and you're going to want to paste it in to ChatGPT. Now, I'm going to start with this just because there are some people in the room who aren't using ChatGPT. If you're not using ChatGPT, Google ChatGPT. This is the homepage. Okay. Open AI. So, number one, if you're taking notes, number one action item, make sure you have an account. You're going to want to try ChatGPT. You can create a free account. Okay. Do that, but then also make sure everyone on this call and in the room has the app because ChatGPT has an official app. You want to make sure it's the right one. So, it has this logo right here, and it's by OpenAI, and the name of it is simply ChatGPT. It is available on Apple and Android. The beautiful thing is it syncs with your account on your computer. So you could start a conversation on the computer and it's in your history on your phone and vice versa. So let's say you're out and about and you need something from ChatGPT, or you want to continue a conversation with ChatGPT, you can use it on the phone. So step one, action item number one, super simple. Everyone in the room needs to have a free account with OpenAI. That's right here, ChatGPT. And then everyone in the room needs to make sure they have this app installed on either your iPhone or Android. Okay. This here, this is what it looks like on the back end. And mine looks a little different because I have the free version, which is this, but I also have the paid version. It is worth it to do the paid version. I can go through some of the differences there. But if you're on this PDF and you copy this, essentially what I'm telling ChatGPT is, look, before we get into anything, I want you to fully understand me. I want you to fully understand what I'm trying to do. I want you to fully understand my target audience. Like, what are we trying to accomplish here? So what ChatGPT will do with this prompt here, you just copy it and you paste it in, and I'll show you. We'll do it together. Paste this in, and it's going to ask you at least 25 questions so that it will fully understand what you're trying to do. This is amazing. So you take these questions and you answer them. So what I do is I copy this here. I'll copy these 25 questions. I'll put them in, let's say, like a Word document or a Google Doc, which I did right here for my coaching company. So here's my it's called Stratus LLC. It says, all right, what's the name of your business? And I just answered it. Can you describe the products or services you offer? I offer coaching and consulting, blah, 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 blah. Who are your current customers or clients? What's the primary goal of your business? Like, it goes through everything. What makes you unique? What's your unique selling proposition? What's your differentiator? Who are your main competitors, right? So I go through and I answer all of these questions. Now you can answer as many or as little as you want. The more detail you give it, the better results you're going to get. But once you're done, you're going to copy all of this. So like I'll do it in front of you. I'm just going to copy these. You'll go into ChatGPT and you'll put in your answers, right? So if I were to, I'm just going to start a new chat to make it clean and fresh. But basically what I said, at the top, you can say whatever you want, but I just said, here's the answers to your questions, basically. You paste in what you just wrote, and it's going to fully understand. So what it says is, all right, thanks for providing such detailed information about your business, Stratus LLC. And now when I do content from here on out in this conversation, it's going to give me content that's specific to what I'm trying to accomplish. This can be blogs. This can be email newsletters. This can be articles. This can be video scripts. This can be content ideas for my business. So guys, watch. If I go to this PDF that I've given you, the next one down is creating 90 content ideas that my target audience may want to know. Well, guess what? I've already trained it on my business. So I don't even need to be specific with what I'm wanting. I can just copy this thing, paste it in, and now I'm going to get 90 content ideas for my business, right? So I could go in here, it understands my business, and basically anytime there's a bracket in these prompts that I've given you, that's like a variable, like something that you can, that you can change. But I'm going to say, all right, generate a list of 90 lesser known facts about, and since it already understands my business, I'm just going to say, my niche. Presented in random order. For each point, provide explanation while highlighting my niche, right? And then I can do this here. I hit enter, and now watch. I'm going to get 90 ideas for content. And look at this. It's all about AI because I'm an AI coach, right? And so this is very important, and this will give you so many ideas on what you can create content around. Guys, this could be email marketing. This could be blogs. This could be videos, right? I can take this whole thing. Now, I mentioned this when we were live in Sacramento, how sometimes ChatGPT will stop in the middle of the content that it gives you because there is a maximum amount of output that it can give, right? And we were always frustrated, like, oh man, I guess I'm gonna have to start over, or I guess I'm stuck with 55 things and not 90, right? But I told you there's a very simple way of fixing that. You just type in continue and you hit enter, and it's gonna pick up and where it left off, right? So it's not good with numbering things. So, the number's not going to start at, say, 56, but all of this is new information. And this is essentially number 56. And it's going to give me all the way down to where I'm going to have a total of 90 things where I can take this now and I can start doing, content around some of these ideas, right? So let's say, for an example, I wanted to write a blog, and I'm going through here and I'm saying, okay, here's 90 ideas for my coaching business. Which one do I like? Let's do AI powered personalization. Like, okay, that's cool. AI allows businesses to analyze user behavior with preferences, enabling hyper personalized marketing campaigns. That sounds like a pretty cool thing to write a blog about. Now, if you put in your real estate information, obviously this is going to be tailored specifically to your market, your target audience, your price point, all of these things. And it's going to be super personalized to what you're wanting. But if I go to this PDF, and I've given you guys several different things, you can create a full content calendar from those 90. So if I go here and I say, okay, I want you to help me come up with a content calendar for my blog or my podcast or my short form video or my YouTube channel, whatever you're wanting to do, that has the best chance of helping me reach as many clients as potentially possible. All right. The whole goal is to establish my authority in the market and to provide massive value to my audience. I want to inform and captivate potential buyers and clients with my content. I want to post, and then you put how many times you want to post per week, once, twice, 3 times, whatever your goal is. And then I want you to create, essentially what I'm telling is to create the titles that are clickbait style that people will be interested in so that they can watch, read, or listen to my content, right? So I can take this and I can paste in whatever ideas I want, which I just created a list of 90, right? So let's say I took this and I want to create a blog calendar, right? I'm going to go here and I'm going to paste this in and I'm going to change those variables. So I'm going to do a blog. So I'm going to say blog. Okay. I'm going to delete out the other stuff. Help me come up with a content calendar for my blog that has the best chance of helping me reach as many clients as possible. All right. Now I want to post, let's say I want to do one blog a week. Okay. I'm going to change it to one. And then since it's a blog, I want people, who are going to read my content. Now, here's the beauty of doing all of this. We've already created all of these ideas. So let's just say I'm going to take all of them. I'll take like 15, right? I'll say these are the 20 that I want to do, right? I can paste these down here and I'm going to give it my list of items, right? Here's my list of 20. You can do 90. You can do whatever you want, okay? And so, I might just say, here's a list of my content ideas I want to write about. Okay. Now I've pasted this in. These are 20 ideas down here. What it's going to do is it's going to create me down here. It's going to create me an entire calendar. All right. Here's week 1. And then it created the title based on the information I gave it. So here's my clickbait title. And now let's say I'm going to end with this because I know we're running out of time and we can do a little bit of Q&A. But let's just say now I've got my content calendar for 20 weeks. Okay. And you can do this with video. You can do this with anything, email marketing. But let's go back to that. And I have one in here for blogs. Okay. So let's say we want to craft the perfect blog post. Okay. All I have to do is copy this whole prompt in. And I'm not going to read you the whole thing because it's very specific. I'm telling it, hey, I want you to be an SEO content writer. I want you to create me an article with outlines, 2,000 words, SEO optimized, humanly written with specific headings, specific subheadings, H1, H2, H3, all of that stuff that I don't need to tell you about, but it makes it look pretty, right? All you have to do is copy this thing in. And the only thing you have to do is paste in the title of your blog right here. Well, guess what? We just had ChatGPT create the clickbait titles for us in our content calendar. So now here is the name of my blog right here that I'm just going to copy and paste into this title. And it's going to write me an entire blog about that content. And I didn't have to do anything for it, right? So watch this. It's creating Unveiling the Magic, how AI personalization transforms marketing. Boom. I've got all of my headings, my subheadings. It's going to complete this entire blog with a FAQ at the end. FAQs are so important for blogs and articles because Google rewards you if you answer questions that people have, right? So now I've got these FAQs, and again, I can go in and tweak this. It's 90% of the way there, but I can go in and tweak it and make it my own. But I didn't have to write all this content. And now I have ChatGPT understands my business completely, who I'm targeting, what I'm trying to do. I have a content calendar because I've created 90 different content ideas. You can do whatever number you want. 90 is just, essentially 3 months of content if you post every single day. I've taken that and I've posted it into this content calendar. And now I have a blog where I just copy and paste the title right here and you're done. Guys, you can do this with anything. It's not just blogs. This is for YouTube. This is for short form video. This is for email marketing. This is for text message campaigns. It doesn't matter. You can do it for any type of content, but all of that is in this PDF for you. You got a bunch of different things that you can do in here. All you have to do is copy and paste. So hopefully that's helpful for you guys. And that's a little bit of value to say, hey, look, this thing actually isn't scary. It can help me a lot. And I don't have to be this masterful AI genius. I don't have to really, fully understand AI and be this crazy tech nerd. All I have to do is like get in the rooms with the right people so that they can condense time for me. And then you can copy and paste, and that's all you have to do.
Love it.
All right.
Was this helpful? If this was helpful, give them a round of applause. We have time for just a couple questions. Cindy?
Hi, Phil. So I actually missed the majority of your presentation in Roseville, but I was there for the last 15 minutes and it super inspired me. So I signed up for your class. Didn't really know what I was signing up for because I missed most of it. So I didn't realize these were like pre-recorded videos to watch in a certain time frame. So like I haven't watched any of them yet. My husband was like, "Oh, I'm gonna jump on and see it," and he goes, "Oh my God, I can't rewind it."
You can now. You absolutely can now. So it's on the Kajabi platform, and they didn't have the ability to do that with our training. And I was like, "There's no way. People have to be able to rewind and pause." And so as of 2 days ago, Kajabi reached out to me and they said, "We've fixed everything, and they can now rewind. So you should be good."
Okay, so I can watch those videos over and over again if I need to.
Exactly. And you can pause it, you can rewind it, you can change the playback speed. So you can watch those on demand on your own time, right? We give you a new one every week, but we also have live sessions every Tuesday at 4:30 Eastern. So that's going to be 1:30 your time. Okay. We have live Q&A office hours with me. So you can jump on, ask any questions. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You can take the training at your own time, but then the live segment where you can ask questions, figure out specific information is on Tuesdays every single week.
Thank you for changing that, Phil. AI was sending me suicide hotlines, so I was about to jump out a window. All right, is that another question?
So anyway, thank you so much. So I actually did your first prompt with the business and it was absolutely amazing talking with it and it was beyond amazing. But my question is can you use it to help you with getting lead generation, like getting contact information and kind of scaling that whole area?
Yeah, there's actually a few different things that you can do with lead gen. One of my favorite tools for lead gen from an AI perspective is the last one on the list, I believe on the PDF. It's called Designer with 2 R's. That creates ebooks and flip books from content. So let's say I just wrote that blog like you guys saw. I can paste that blog now into Designer and it creates me an ebook so that I can offer that to my audience as a free download if they give me their name, email, and phone. So imagine for a second as a real estate agent that you write a blog about here's the top 5 tips before selling your home that you have to know for this zip code or Sacramento, or wherever you guys are, right? Whatever your market is. And then you say, all right, here's this ebook that I just created. Here's this download. All you have to do is give me your name, email, and phone, and you get it for free. Well, the people who are downloading that probably want to know what are the tips before selling my home. So maybe they're about to sell their home or they have a friend who's about to sell their home and you're getting leads from that. So you create the content with AI and then you offer that as free value as your lead magnet to get the customer information that you can then follow up with. So that's a really good way. And you can do that with anything. You can upload videos to it, PDFs, blogs. So any type of content you create the marketing with AI, and then you use that as leverage now to get contact information by offering a free value. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Love it. And then I have a question, Phil. I've noticed a lot of people including footnotes in their blogs and stuff. Like you mentioned FAQs. Is there a way or like to include footnotes in these blog articles we're writing?
Yeah, so I mean, you can literally just type it into ChatGPT and say, I want to include this. I want to include 5 FAQs. I want to include 10 FAQs, whatever, in the conclusion. So in that prompt that I gave you guys, the reason why it put, I think it was 5 specific FAQs, is because in my prompt, I actually said, I want you to include 5. So you could say whatever number you want. You could say, you know, have a footnote section with references. You can be very specific with what you want, and it will include it for you.
Awesome. All right, we are out of time. Thank you so much, Phil.
Love it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
If they want to sign up for your class, how would they do that?
Yeah, so on that PDF at the very last page, we have a promo code for Brent's group. So you go to, I'll put it in the chat. It's the AIagentacademy.com. It's also in the PDF. If you want the promo code, it gets you half off. It's a 50% off discount. So you just use the code Brent, BRENT.
Can you throw the QR code back up there? I think some people missed it.
Yeah, QR code for that that download.
Yeah,
I got you.
The QR code Brent is for what?
Yeah, if you want to sign up for the academy, we do a 12-week academy. This is the QR code for that free PDF. You're going to get those 10 tools, the 10 prompts.
It's
Okay.
just black right now. I don't know. We can't see your screen.
Oh, you don't see it?
Yeah.
Can you see anything on my screen at all?
It's just black.
Okay, I'll reshare. We'll see if that works. Can you see something now?
So odd.
No. Okay. Another way to get it, it's not going to be Brent specific, but you can go to my a website. It's called AItoolsPDF.com. I'm putting it in the chat. You can download that PDF. Okay.
Link to your phone.
Cool. We'll figure it out. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you,
All
guys.
right. Have a good day.
All right.
All right. Well, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Brent Gove in the room right now. Brent.
Right.
Well, they're hearing rumors about we might be moving.
We are moving. We're moving. So we're gonna move. If you walk out those doors and you look left, there's 2 double doors. We're gonna be right here, and we have 2 conference rooms like this, all glass. It's gonna be beautiful. 17 offices. Right now we're scattered everywhere. That was a 1.4 million pucker up sign. Yeah. Yay for you. So we're gonna have so much mojo. We hopefully get the keys January 1st, and then we're gonna do a grand opening end of January. Red carpet, white lights going across the sky like Batman's here. We're gonna have champagne and appetizers. Just throw a mega party in the evening and kind of christen the office. It's gonna be awesome. We have a huge, like, see the sitting area here times 10. And there'll be restoration hardware, leather couches and sitting areas, and beautifully decorated by somebody who's not me. So like, you should see the shoes I'm wearing today. My daughter's like, really, Dad? I'm like, I don't have the best taste, you know, they're shoes. But anyway, so it's gonna be just fantastic. So today, what I want to just spend the next 2 or 3 hours on, it's gonna be really awesome, is this little baby. So I'm gonna pull this into the light, and I'm gonna go fast. Hopefully this in 5-10 minutes max. So I'm gonna chart everybody in the room. So here's everybody in the room. Here's where you are now. And then I will even put you up here. I'm an artist, okay? And we all smile around here, right? We are EXP proud. So, and then here's this little thing called the chasm of doubt, fear, frustration. You got to have faith to get out. And then over here is what I'm going to call the promised land, the goal, like, why are you in real estate? What is it you want to do? You want to have a great career, you want to provide for your family, you want to live in a nice house, drive a nice car, vacation to Cabo or take a Caribbean cruise and kind of have a life you enjoy. So here's where you are. It doesn't matter if you're brand new or if you sell 40 homes a year, you're probably here, and then you want to be, you're looking that way to the goal, whatever it is for you. Maybe be a luxury agent, maybe be a commercial agent, maybe be multifamily, maybe run a team, right? And then you somehow have to get from here and then climb your way up to the goal, right? And so what happens here, I call these the 3 F's. It's called fear. It's called financial pressure, right? Because when you're on your way down, right, you're like, this is tough. It's hard. I sold 3 homes my first 6 months. I didn't wear a rookie of the month or rookie of the year. I was not Cindy Silva. She did win that. I did not. Okay, Andrea Parker, you don't know her. She was with me 15 years. She sold 59 homes her first year. 59 homes. You're like, well, she doesn't have kids. She had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. They went on every showing with her, little toe-headed blondes, and she would go to McDonald's, throw them in the gerbil playland. You shut the doors and like little gerbils. Oh, there they are. And they would crawl around with Happy Meals, and she would write offers at McDonald's playland. She did what she had to do. And then she bought a beautiful home and life was great. And she's had an amazing career in real estate. But that's where you want to get to. Here's where our fear, financial pressure, and this thing called faith, which is my favorite. You find out what your metal is. You find out what you're made out of. Now the hack, what's the word? The cheat code to get, to avoid this and to kind of, if I can say, build you a bridge to over here that you got to cross. Right here, it is called this. Here it is. Ready? It's called massive action. Because if you go over here slow and painful, which is what I'm going to say 80% of real estate agents do. They go slow and painful. They try an open house. I didn't like it. They door knock. I didn't like it. They called the expireds. I didn't like it. They do a bus bench ad. Well, that didn't work. Cost me $3,000. They put ads on, they go to Safeway and they put an ad on the shopping cart. It's like, oh, everybody, let's call this person from the State Farm from Century 21. Like, nobody's doing that. Ask me how I know. I've done everything. I tried everything. And so you're just like, I'm going broke trying to succeed, but you got to have faith that you're going to get it. So the cheat code is when you do find something you like. I called the expireds. I didn't like it. I called them for sales. I didn't like it. I didn't door knock. Michael Stories has a master's degree from Stanford. He owns the Keller Williams in Thomas. He's door knocked for maybe 20 years. He does 50 doors every morning, rain or 108 degrees in July or rain. 50, end of story. He's a freaking RoboCop. He's the Terminator. 50 in the rain, 50 in the sun, 50 in the fall, 50 in the spring. 50 times 5. How many is that a week? Times 4. He door knocks 1,000 homes a year and has done it for 20 years. I mean, 1,000 homes a week, 4,000 homes a month. And you wonder why he has a lot of listings. You wonder why he lives in Granite Bay. He lives in a 7,000 square foot home. He bought a 2-acre piece of land that just had an old warehouse on it. He has 10 exotic cars, Lamborghinis, Ferraris. He's just got a store. Do you have a place? Is it a problem to store all of your exotic cars? You guys have the same problem? So here's a guy with a master's degree from Stanford that was humble and went door to door like a magazine salesman or someone selling solar or selling pest control. I personally have never ever knocked on a door. I just didn't want to do it because I discovered something called open houses and I liked them. I could spend an hour, put out the signs, and then people come to me in neighborhoods I liked, like El Dorado Hills, Folsom, Granite Bay, Newcastle, Roseville, Rockland, the areas I liked that they were, and it was, the reason I liked them is because the home prices were high. You sell 30 homes at 300,000, you make a bunch of money. You sell 30 homes at 600,000,
You make more money.
you make more money, but it's easier. Is it harder to get a home at 300,000 in contract with all the competition? Yes or no? How about 600,000? There's just less so it's easier. The homes are in better condition. They're $600,000 homes have less roof leaks, less plumbing leaks, less everything. It's a smoother transaction, less competition. So it's actually easier to sell 30 homes at 600 than it is 30 homes at 300. So you got to up your game, and then you work less and make twice the income. And so for me, I'd like to open houses. So I made sure I didn't do them like people say, well, I have something available in Carmichael. Well, everybody's moved out of Carmichael, right? I just found I would do them. I just didn't get the results. Fair Oaks, I grew up in Fair Oaks. You know, my dad's here. Is my dad here? There's my dad. Hey, Dad. And so, but you know, the kids, Fair Oaks was hot in the 70s. You know, but it's not like now everyone wants to be in Folsom, Elk Grove, Natomas, Roseville, Rockland, Lincoln, 12 Bridges, Whitney Ranch. You know that if they can afford Eldorado Hills, Folsom, Granite Bay, Loomis, and Newcastle, great, right? But they've moved out. It used to be the hot area was the Arden area. If you drive there, those homes are all built in the 50s, but that was the suburbs. That was like Folsom. That was like Eldorado Hills and Granite Bay. Oh my gosh, I live out in Arden. Now it's 60, 70 years old. And there's not the schools are closing. The elementary schools are closing. My elementary school is closed. My middle school's barely holding on. La Sierra closed in 1983. I mean, they closed high schools in the 80s. Their schools didn't even know that existed here. La Sierra was a powerhouse. They don't exist today. So where you'll sell a lot of real estate is in the suburbs, and the prices are higher. So that's good. But so here's the deal. Slow and painful. I'm going to give you a technical word. I'm going to spell it out for you. Sucks. It's scientific word. You hear a big sucking sign, those are agents. 80% of them just kind of touching this, touching that, touching this, touching that, and you got to put your heart into it. And it took me a while to figure out. But once I figured it out, it was game over. I wanted to sell hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes each year with my team. Many of you were a part of that team. Alicia, how long have you and I been working together, Alicia?
2001.
22 years. Cindy Silva. I remember when Cindy was brand new, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. And I think I was intimidated by her or something. But Darcy's like, trust me, she's gonna be great. I'm begging you. I go, like, well, you don't have to beg me, but you really think so? She's, I really think so. I'm like, one of the best hires I ever made was Cindy Silva. And how long have we worked together now?
Oh my gosh. I mean, over 10 years, and it's 10 years.
So
Yes.
have I held you back or lifted you up and said fly?
Oh, you taught me everything to fly.
There you go. That's what I do. Barry Mathis, probably the worst decision. No! No, let me tell you what. I love Barry. I would give him a gun and stand in front of him, and he's not going to shoot you in the head. I would at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like there's few people you'd risk your life with, and I trust Barry. I could give him everything I have, and he would give it back to me. The rest of you suckers, not so sure. But Barry is, you want Barry in your corner when the chips are down. I'll tell you what, Barry's in my corner. I know I can get emotional right now. Think about that. We are close. He's one of my best friends in the world. I love him. And so it's special when you have people in your life. You don't have a lot of people like that, you know? And so, but I want to tell you this, slow and painful, as I said, but once you find your niche, it could be AI, chat GPT, it could be sphere marketing, it could be calling around listings, it could be a lot of different things. But when you put in the massive action, and what happens is we put in massive action in a short period of time, this is what happens. Quickly, it all fills in. The darkness goes away, and like everything, you're just skipping all the way here. You with me?
Yeah.
So I love that saying. It is what's it saying? It's not because things are difficult that you don't try. It's because you do not try that things are difficult.
Mm.
It's a little flip on the words, right? Seneca said that thousands of years ago. Seneca said, it is not because things are difficult that you don't try. It's because you don't try that things are difficult, right? Isn't that fair enough? And so your ego right here is not your amigo. Your ego is keeping you down here in darkness and despair and fear. How do you face fear and it'll disappear. Running high to be magnified. It gets darker and deeper. And you're like, I don't know, I'm losing faith in myself. I'm losing faith in humanity. And so, so if you will kick in, Tony Robbins, he's the premier success coach in the world. His big thing is massive action. I don't care if you're selling solar, talk to 100 people a day. Remember the movie In Pursuit of Happiness? I think is the movie. Just see how hard he's phone call, phone call, phone call. The guy was fanatic, and they made a movie about his life. Tucker, he didn't even succeed. The automobile he made failed, but they made a movie about his life. Are they gonna make? Why not make a movie about your life? Why not? You choose. I can't choose. They'll never make a movie about your life. No, it's up to you. It's up to right. And it's not that we want people to make a movie about it, but how about living a life like Mother Teresa? She goes to the end of the railroad tracks, ends up in Calcutta, India, and she's scooping dead bodies off the ground, or people who are all saying, and she lets them die with dignity and nurses them back to health. But people don't do it. They step over the bodies like we do in San Francisco and downtown Sacramento. No. Like you see someone with they pooped their pants or peed. I mean, I went to Fats in downtown Sacramento, and this woman about 40 yards from me and Kathy dropped her pants, and she went number 2 right there. And we're walking up for dinner. I'm like, but now I thought, hey, it'd be fun to go downtown Sacramento, man. Have some dinner. I'm like, you hungry? I ain't hungry. But did I run over and go, would you like some Kleenex? I mean, but I mean, I'm guilty as anyone, but I try. I give, like, well, they're just gonna drink and take drugs, maybe, but that's not for me to decide. I help them when I can, where I can. Do what you can when you can. I have a burden. I have a burden for the homeless. Because you know what? They were somebody's 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 5-year-old. They made some poor decisions that led them to where they are to their day. But it doesn't mean we have to look at them, because you look at in the Bible, they talk about the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and they all walked by the guy who'd been beaten, robbed, and stripped naked, laying on the thing. And one guy, he wasn't even religious, but he's a good dude. He went over, scooped this guy up, put him on a horse, took him back to the inn, paid to get him nursed back to health. And we're like, yeah, I'm that guy. Am I? I don't think I am always, but I want to be. And you look at what Mother Teresa did, and she's knighted by the Queen of England. You know how you become great? Love. You want to do better with your clients? Do they know that you love them? I mean, I get great service. No. Do you look at your clients like this and you're thinking, I love you, but you don't say that. But you look at them and you're like, and you're thinking, I love you. So you're thinking love. I know it's weird. I'm looking at 3 or 4 dudes here. It's a little weird. I'll give you that. Okay. But look at me. You want to sell at a higher level? Because when you talk to people like John Maxwell and Tony Robbins and Zig Ziglar, when they're looking at you, you feel, it doesn't feel like a timeshare salesman's looking at you, right? A car salesman. Well, why wouldn't you buy it? Was your wife not going to let you buy the car? Right? Are you not a man? You need to talk. Is Valerie in the room? See? I mean, really? Is she going to call the shots? These timeshare car salesmen, it's that's funny. All right. So here's the point. You want to sell at a high level, you can't fake authenticity. You with me? Write that one down. So we want to get you to here. So here's something I have for you. Do you treat this like, do you really deserve to make $200,000 a year, $400,000 a year, $1 million a year? You know that you can. It's not all about money, but what are you making right now? And you deserve to live where you live. Take responsibility. You deserve the car you drove here in, or the Uber you took here. You deserve everything you have. You've earned it. It's nobody's fault but your own. Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, no, it's Biden's fault. It's Trump's fault. It's Biden's fault. That won't serve you. Take full responsibility for your life and go, this is my fault. And then you have power. Giving the power away and say it's the Fed's fault. They raise interest rates at 6 or 7%. If they hadn't do that, I'd be making it. That gives your power away. Therefore, there's nothing you can do. Therefore, you're stuck. Say, no, I can do this. Now watch this. So what I want to do is I want you to treat this like you're getting a 4-year degree. Like, I don't have a 4-year degree. What is it? You study engineering and you get that degree, then you'll get a job as an engineer and they pay you $80,000 a year, right? You can make that a month in real estate. I've made $180,000 a month. Okay, I'm going to get a master's degree like Michael Soros, but it may not be from Stanford, but I get a master's at Sac State or wherever, Chico State. I'm going to get a master's degree. I want you to think like You're getting a 4-year degree, or maybe even a PhD, a doctorate in real estate. Like, are you studying the podcast? I'm preaching to the choir. You're all here. You're coming to the meeting, like, plug in and blow up. Like, if you come here every Thursday for a year, you're going to be somebody different a year from now. I remember Cindy coming week after week and asking questions. Who you saw a few people ask questions. I'm not surprised that she was the first one to ask a question. My mom and dad will attest to this. I remember my first year in real estate, my first 6 months, my mom's like, you know what she said to me? My mother. She goes, you're exhausting. I'm like, well, what do you mean? She goes, how can anybody have this many questions? Like, what's a survey? What's a well report? What's a Square One's best report? How do I get a roof certification? You know, they buried their dog in the backyard. Do we have to disclose that? Yes. Because if you don't, then maybe you know they buried their dog back there. What? Yes. I'm gonna sue you for emotional trauma and I can't sleep. $1 million. You're dead. Right? Yes. If you have to ask, you have to disclose it, just disclose it. There's never been a lawsuit over what's been disclosed. Lawsuits come from what hasn't been disclosed. Over sugar laundry. You show them so much, I'm like, I feel really good about these people when, you know, I painted the cupboards in the kitchen 10 years ago. Right? Right? I caulked the water heater in the garage about 5 years ago. I mean, you just get into detail, like get them, and they'll feel safe. And then plus, if you ever get a lawsuit, they go, look at how hard we tried to disclose. So, but are you treating this? Like every Tuesday, I do mastering sales at 210 Pacific. Sold thousands and thousands of homes. Some weeks are good, some weeks are great, some weeks not so good. I wish I could hit a grand slam home rate every Tuesday, but it's like 20 minutes. It's 210 to 230. If you're driving down the road, just listen. You don't have to watch it to Zoom. Just listen, let it soak in. You will be a different person in 1 year. I'll preach the choir, you guys are here, but you should never miss this meeting because you're going to grow, change. Was Phil amazing? And you think, well, I don't know if that's the future. Trust me, technology is the future. You sound like Ford, you know, or Chevy. I'm like, well, we don't need gas efficient cars. We don't need, the future's tech driven that way. So as we wrap up, I just want to say this. You get what you deserve. So here's the final thing I'm going to say right here. If you want to grow and be successful, don't ever miss one of these. Come every Thursday. Well, it's kind of crowded here. No, there's not. There's room over here. There's room over here. There's more standing room. There's room. It's like, bring people. If you have an agent you're working with, bring them, plug them in. And with our new facility, we probably won't even be in here. These will get so big, we'll have 100 people. We have a little raised stage. We're gonna have 200-inch monitors left and right. It's gonna be really cool. But come every Thursday from 10 to 11. You know, the consistency is key. I've been coming since 1999. I started this meeting. Who was here in 1999? My dad. The two oldest dudes and the coolest dudes in the room. We're the OG, you know, we're gangsters, right? We're the old gangsters. We were here since 99. We've been coming to this stuff, and God bless my dad. He turns 80. How old are you gonna be this December, Dad? 88. Give him a hand, 88. I love my dad. I love you, Dad. You're amazing. Thank you. I love that he comes and supports me, and he loves you guys. If you ever get around my dad, you know he loves you. But we've come for 24 years. Like, I just don't miss. I also go to church on Sunday, right? There's certain things I do. I don't miss meals. All right. Now, so, but PCAR, we do a PCAR training every month. Last month was Phil. I wasn't able to be here because I live in Puerto Rico half the year, but I heard it was the best speaker of the year. The month before is Ricky Cruz. I had people tell me that's the best speaker of the year until Phil came. And Ricky Cruz did a great job, right? And then we had Krista Mayshore. Then we try to bring in world-class speakers. What's it cost to go to those? Nothing. BG writes the check, flies people out, puts them up. I'd take Kyle Whistle to the French Laundry in Napa. Oh, that was $5,000 for dinner. So they even come. He goes, will you take me to French Laundry in Napa? Go, yeah. Kyle Whistle's like a mega star. I'm spending the money. I'm investing into you guys because I believe in you guys, right? It would be. Let me ask you a question. Who are you investing into? Well, Brent, I can't take someone to the French Laundry for $5 grand. Can you take them across the street to Panera and buy them a cold clam chowder on a Friday? There was a time I couldn't do that either. I could buy them a cup of coffee. I remember going to Mel's Diner when I first got my license 27 years ago. And I'm there with 8 guys at a Bible study. Pastor France was there. He just opened a little church. There's like 50 of us. And everybody at breakfast. And I ordered a cup of coffee. And he goes, "Oh, you hungry?" And I'm like, "No, man, I'm not hungry. Look at me. I'm hungry." And I didn't have any money. I had like $3.50. I figure $1.85 for the coffee, $1 tip. I'm good. I'm just gonna sit here and have coffee, watch them all eat this beautiful meal. And he's, "I got yours." "No, no, I'm fine." He goes, "Order something. I got you." I remember. And I know some of you are in that right now. Some of you right now. Like you don't know if you have enough gas to get home. I've been there. My first car for real estate was given to me. Lent. You wanted it back. Right? You got friends? I got friends. I got friends that'll bury people in the desert. You gotta have those friends. And you laugh, I'm kind of serious. Anyways, but I'm not saying I ever used those services, but he had a used Chevy Silverado, Steve Hillier. He gave me his car. I remember there's an agent, Tom, and I had 2 cars. I didn't need 2 and had this extra Chevy Tahoe. I probably had 130,000 miles on it. And I saw him walking down Foothill, fellow Remax agent. This is like 20 years ago. You know him, Tom. It's not that Tom, but it's another Tom. I won't say the name, but I literally, I pulled, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Yeah, my car broke down. I can't quite fix it." I go, "Dude, you're walking?" He goes, I don't have another choice right now. You know, things, I kind of went through a divorce. I live in an apartment over here." And I knew the guy. I consider him to be a successful agent, right? Like Frank Valente. I go, "Dude, here, I got 2 cars. Just follow me home." I gave him the keys. Let him drive that car for 2 months. Don't you want to do that for people? I want to do that for people. I want to do what I can when I can. Offer a couch if that's what you can do. But I'll say this. Come to the PCAR meetings. Put them in your calendar. The next one is when? You should all know. When's the next one? Tuesday, September 21st. I think I'm in town. Heck, I'm going to be there. It's probably a Thursday though, right? Thursday, September 21st is when we do them. I'm going to be there. I haven't been to one all year. It's going to be so great. Well, you said we should go and you never go. I live in Puerto Rico. Okay. But I'll be there. And do we ever speak on it yet? I think we're working on one.
On the keynote, yeah.
A keynote, like she's written books, she's famous, but we gotta lock that one down. But we're gonna fly her out, we're gonna put her up, and we're investing in PCAR's not free. But we're gonna invest in you, but show up and bring somebody, right? Bring people, promote them, and sit on the edge of your seat, get there early. So PCAR, Tuesdays, you got the at 1:30, I do agent attraction for 30 minutes. And you're like, "Oh, I'm not really doing that right now. I'm too busy being sales." You should still come because a lot of it's mindset. A lot of it it's every Tuesday on Zoom with Brent.live. It's not a location, it's on Zoom. You can do it from anywhere. Zoom with Brent.live. Zoom with Brent.live. No passcode. Zoom with Brent.live, not .com. You go to .com, you'll be set in the waiting room forever. Yes.
Is that the same address for the Tuesday 2:10 meeting?
Yes, for the Mastering Sales with Brent Gove. And I bring in guest speakers. These are good. And so just be there. You know, you got 24 hours a day. That is a little, you could do it driving to show property. You know, you could do it on your way to do a listing, but plug in. I'll say this, EXP Con, it's once a year. EXP's dropped down to 1 event a year. It's in Las Vegas. I'm going to be there. I've never missed one. And I just don't miss. You stop going to church, you feel distant from God. You stop spending time with your husband or your wife, you start feeling distant from them because you quit putting emotional energy into it. Extras like today, I'll be up in Folsom from, I gotta go in 40 minutes.
You gotta go, Grant.
I gotta go, but don't wait for me. But it's from noon to 2.
You know,
Right?
that Porsche, I'll drive you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's from Barry would get me there quick. It's from noon to 2. Krista Mayshore is there speaking from noon to 1. I'm gonna do 1 to 2. If you're free, come bomb up there, the Town Center, Holiday Inn, and the El Dorado Town Center. Masterminds, there's one coming up in Tahoe, the 15th and 16th, put on by Randy Bird, Don Yoakum, and Tom Davis. It's pretty much sold out. You can't get in. It's never sold out. Things sell out. No, it is sold out. But whenever you hear Tom Ferry sold out, or a mega camp sold out, or EXP Con sold out, they really are. But you show up anyways. Are you really going to let that keep you from this, your dreams and goals in life. Well, it's sold out. People don't show up. We have hundreds of people that we sold out Cabo, and hundreds of things show up. Literally a few hundred. If you'd have just showed up, oh, I can't go Cabo sold out. If you showed, we would have sold you a ticket on the site. You could have gone. Yeah, but the hotel, the main hotel sold out. Yeah, there's one across the street, and it was way less, you know. And really? So listen to me. Nothing's ever sold up. You show up in Mexico, dress like a mariachi band member, sneak in. Do what you got to do. But Tahoe, if you want to go to that thing on the 15th and 16th, whoever you are, let me know. Maybe I'll get you in. Finally, Maui in January. That's expensive. 150 of us. The Sheraton Black Rock, we're definitely going. We're going to do a day where we go surf and we go to feed the Hawaiians and we help them, and we'll do it in shorts and sandals and a t-shirt, and it's optional. But we're going to actually serve and help. We'll be, the Sheraton Black Rock is like 2 miles from Lahaina, which no longer exists, but there's still Whalers Village. There's still Kapalua. There's still fun stuff. And we're gonna take a day and give back, but they need us to come. They actually need their revenues. So if you can afford that, it's at brentgove.com under upcoming events global. Come to Maui in January. Please come, and it's going to be amazing. And I'm going to go bananas for any of you that come. As far as what we're covering, it's going to help you. It's just all a part of that. Finally, Cabo in March. Guess what? I'll be at EXPCon. I'll be in Tahoe. I'll be at Cabo, Maui in January. I'll be at Cabo March. So that's because I always did. I did this stuff when I had no money. I flew 3,000 miles to Toronto, shared a room with the dude, and ate granola bars. And man, first year I'd always share rooms, just cut costs. And I remember one time I went to Hawaii, I brought canned food in my bag, because I wanted to get here. Don't tell me you don't have money. Don't argue for your limitations. Because if you win the argument, you stay broke. You stay fearful. You stay not here. You stay somewhere in here. Anyways, thanks for having me today. Was this good? I gotta go.
All right, everybody, thank you for coming. We'll see you next Thursday, 9:30 a.m. 9:30. You're welcome. Bye.